Most people over 50 are being sold the wrong anti-aging story. They are told the problem is collagen, so they buy collagen creams, collagen powders, collagen drinks, collagen serums, and collagen masks, hoping that somehow the skin will simply absorb youth back into the face. But here's what dermatologists understand that most people are never told clearly enough. Aging skin is not just a collagen problem, it is a communication problem. Your skin cells are not just running out of structure, they are gradually receiving weaker repair signals, turning over more slowly, defending themselves less efficiently, and allowing years of sun damage, inflammation, and oxidative stress to show up on the surface. And that is why one of the most important anti-aging tools in dermatology is not collagen at all. It is retinoids. Retinoids are vitamin A-derived compounds, and they include ingredients you may have heard of, like retinol, retinaldehyde, adapalene, and prescription tretinoin. They are not new, they are not trendy, they are not glamorous in the way a luxury cream is glamorous, but biologically, they are powerful, because retinoids do something most collagen products cannot do. They do not just sit on top of the skin and make it feel temporarily smoother. They send instructions to skin cells. And after 50, that matters more than most people realize. Think of youthful skin like a well-organized construction site. Old damaged cells are removed on schedule. New cells rise to the surface evenly. Fibroblasts, which are the cells that help produce collagen and elastin, stay active. The skin barrier holds moisture. Pigment stays more even. Repair crews respond quickly. But as we age, that construction site slows down. The old materials pile up. The repair crew becomes less responsive. The scaffolding weakens. The surface becomes rougher, duller, thinner, and less even. Add decades of ultraviolet light from the sun, and the problem becomes even more serious. Because UV exposure does not just darken the skin or cause sunburn, it triggers enzymes that break down collagen, almost like microscopic scissors cutting through the skin's support network. So yes, collagen matters, but simply chasing collagen is like trying to repair a damaged house by throwing lumber on the front lawn. The deeper question is this: are the builders inside the skin still getting the right instructions? That is where retinoids become so important. When used correctly, retinoids can help encourage faster, healthier skin cell turnover. That means the dull, damaged surface cells are replaced more efficiently by newer cells underneath. This can make the skin look smoother, brighter, and more even over time, but the effect goes deeper than the surface. Retinoids also influence activity in the dermis, the deeper layer of the skin, where collagen gives the face much of its firmness and structure. They may help support collagen production and reduce some of the collagen breakdown signals associated with photoaging, which is the type of aging caused by long-term sun exposure. That is why retinoids have such a strong reputation in dermatology. Not because they magically erase wrinkles overnight, they do not, but because they work with the biology of the skin. And biology takes time. This is where many people make their first big mistake. They expect retinol to behave like makeup or a moisturizer or a temporary tightening product. They apply it for 1 week, see dryness or flaking, and assume it is either damaging their skin or not working. But a retinoid is not a cosmetic illusion. It is more like retraining a sluggish repair system. And retraining takes months, not days. For many people, the earliest changes are subtle. The skin may feel a little smoother. The texture may look slightly more refined. The tone may begin to appear more even. Fine lines may soften gradually. But deeper visible changes, especially in sun-damaged skin, usually require consistent use over several months. And this is the part that separates people who get results from people who quit. The goal is not to use the strongest retinoid as aggressively as possible. The goal is to use the right retinoid consistently enough that the skin adapts without becoming inflamed. Because irritation is not a badge of honor. Redness, burning, peeling, and a damaged skin barrier can actually work against you. When the barrier is irritated, the skin loses water more easily, becomes more sensitive, and may look older temporarily. In some people, especially those prone to discoloration, irritation can even trigger dark marks. So the secret is not intensity. The secret is tolerance. A beginner over 50 should usually think low and slow. A pea-sized amount is enough for the entire face. Not a grape, not a pump for each cheek. A pea-sized amount. More product does not mean more youth. It usually means more irritation. Use it at night, because retinoids are best placed into an evening routine, and because the morning must belong to sun protection. Start 2 nights a week, maybe 3 if your skin is not sensitive. Apply it to dry skin, avoiding the corners of the nose, the lips, the eyelids, and any irritated patches. And if your skin is dry, sensitive, or mature, use the Moisturizer Sandwich method. That means moisturizer first, then the retinoid, then another layer of moisturizer on top. Some people worry this makes the retinoid useless. It does not. It simply slows the delivery and reduces irritation, which often makes long-term use much more successful. And long-term use is the real game. Because after 50, the skin is not only dealing with slower collagen support, it is also dealing with a weaker moisture barrier. This barrier is like a brick wall. The skin cells are the bricks, and the natural fats between them are the mortar. When that mortar thins out, water escapes more easily, and irritants get in more easily. This is why older skin can suddenly become sensitive to products it tolerated years ago. It is not your imagination. The barrier has changed. So when someone over 50 starts retinoids, they should not build a harsh routine around it. Do not combine it immediately with scrubs, strong acids, multiple exfoliants, or every anti-aging serum in the cabinet. That creates a traffic jam of irritation. Instead, keep the routine simple. Gentle cleanser, moisturizer, retinoid at night on the nights you use it. Sunscreen every morning. That may sound almost too simple, but simple is often what allows the biology to work. And sunscreen is not optional. This is the part most people underestimate. Using a retinoid without daily sun protection is like trying to rebuild collagen while UV light keeps cutting it apart. You're asking your skin to repair while exposing it to the same force that caused much of the visible aging in the first place. UVA rays, in particular, are strongly connected to aging changes in the skin. They penetrate more deeply than UVB rays and contribute to wrinkles, uneven pigmentation, and collagen breakdown. And unlike a sunburn, you do not always feel UVA damage happening. It is quiet, it is cumulative, and it can pass through window glass. So if you are serious about aging skin, use a broad spectrum SPF 30 or higher every morning. Use enough. Reapply if you are outdoors, sweating, or exposed for long periods. Hats, shade, and protective clothing also matter. The retinoid tells the repair crew to work. Sunscreen stops the daily demolition. You need both. Now, there are different types of retinoids, and this is where people get confused. Retinol is common in over-the-counter products. It is gentler because the skin has to convert it into the active form, retinoic acid. That conversion takes steps, which makes retinol slower and often easier to tolerate. Retinaldehyde, often called retinol, is one step closer to retinoic acid, so it may work more directly than retinol while still being available in many cosmetic products. Adapalene is another retinoid, often used for acne, but it may also help with texture and cell turnover. It is generally more stable and can be tolerated well by many people. Then there is Tretinoin, a prescription retinoid and one of the most studied options for photoaging. Tretinoin is already in the active form, which is why it can be more powerful, but also more irritating. And here is the mistake many people make. They hear prescription is stronger, and they immediately assume stronger means better. Not always. The best retinoid is the one your skin can actually use consistently. A gentle retinol used for 1 year may do more for your skin than prescription tretinoin used for 3 painful weeks and then abandoned in a drawer. This is especially important for mature skin because dry, thin, sensitive, or rosacea-prone skin may need a slower path. Some people need to start with retinol once or twice a week. Some need moisturizer first every time. Some need to avoid applying it near the neck at first because the neck is often more sensitive than the face. And some people should talk to a dermatologist before starting, especially if they have active eczema, severe rosacea, a history of strong reactions, or a medical skin condition. Retinoids are powerful tools, but they are not for everyone in every situation. They should not be used during pregnancy or when trying to become pregnant unless a clinician specifically advises otherwise. People using prescription skin medications should check with their doctor before combining treatments. And if your skin becomes painful, swollen, cracked, or severely inflamed, stop and get professional guidance. This is not about suffering through damage. It is about controlled adaptation. There is also another truth that rarely gets discussed in beauty marketing. Retinoids cannot do everything. They will not lift heavy sagging the way a procedure might. They will not replace lost facial volume. They will not erase every deep wrinkle. They will not undo decades of sun exposure in a month, but they can meaningfully support the quality of the skin. Texture, tone, fine lines, roughness, dullness, some visible signs of photoaging, and for many people, that is exactly what makes the face look healthier, fresher, and more alive. Because aging skin is not only about wrinkles, it is about the way light reflects off the surface. It is about uneven pigmentation. It is about rough patches. It is about the difference between skin that looks tired and skin that looks biologically active. Retinoids help push the skin toward activity, but only if you respect the process. The first few weeks are often the danger zone. This is when people overuse the product, panic over mild peeling, or start layering too many actives because they want faster results. But faster is not always better in skin biology. Imagine trying to get in shape after years of inactivity. You would not start by sprinting uphill for 2 hours every day. You would build gradually so your tissues can adapt. Skin works the same way. Start gently, watch your skin, increase slowly. If you use it twice a week for 2 to 4 weeks and your skin feels comfortable, you may increase to every other night. If that goes well, some people eventually use it most nights. Others stay at 3 nights per week forever and still benefit. The right frequency is the one your skin tolerates without chronic irritation. And here is a very practical detail. Apply retinoids to completely dry skin. When the skin is damp, products can penetrate more quickly, which may increase irritation. So after cleansing, wait until your skin is dry. Then apply moisturizer if you are using the sandwich method. Then apply the pea-sized amount of retinoid. Then moisturize again. Also, do not apply it like a spot treatment for wrinkles. Retinoids are not meant to be rubbed only into crow's feet or forehead lines. They are usually applied in a thin layer over the face, avoiding sensitive areas, because they improve the behavior of the skin field over time. Another common mistake is forgetting the hands, chest, and neck. Now, be careful here. These areas can be more sensitive, especially the neck and chest, but they also show aging because they receive years of sun exposure. A cautious approach may involve using moisturizer first, applying a very small amount only once or twice a week, and increasing slowly if tolerated. And again, sunscreen on these areas matters. Many people protect the face and forget the neck, chest, ears, and backs of the hands. Then they wonder why the face improves, but the surrounding skin still reveals the years of UV damage. The skin tells the truth about what you protect consistently. Now let's return to collagen, because collagen is not the villain. Your skin absolutely needs collagen. Collagen is part of the support matrix that helps skin stay firm and resilient. The problem is the way collagen is marketed. A collagen cream cannot simply place large collagen molecules deep into the dermis and rebuild the skin's scaffolding, like filling cracks in a wall. It may moisturize. It may temporarily improve the feel of the skin, but that is not the same as remodeling aging skin from within. Oral collagen supplements may have modest benefits for some people, especially with hydration or elasticity, but the results are not guaranteed, and they are not a replacement for sun protection, nutrition, sleep, medical care, or proven topical therapy. So the smarter question is not, how do I put collagen on my skin? The smarter question is, how do I create an environment where my skin can protect, maintain, and support its own structure? That means retinoids, yes, but also protein in the diet. Vitamin C from foods like citrus, berries, peppers, and broccoli, because vitamin C is needed for collagen formation. Healthy fats to support the skin barrier. Enough sleep, because repair processes are active during rest. Managing blood sugar, because chronically high blood sugar can contribute to glycation, a process where sugar-related compounds stiffen proteins like collagen, making tissues less flexible. And it means reducing chronic inflammation. Remember, inflammation is not always bad. Acute inflammation is part of healing. If you get a cut, inflammation helps defend and repair the area. The concern is persistent, low-grade inflammation, the kind that keeps the body's alarm system quietly activated. After 50, that matters for the whole body, and the skin is not separate from the body. Insulin resistance, poor sleep, smoking, excess alcohol, high UV exposure, and diets low in nutrients can all influence how the skin ages. No cream can fully overcome a body that is constantly under metabolic stress. But the beauty of retinoids is that they give you one direct, evidence-backed way to influence the skin locally. Night after night, week after week, you are not forcing the skin to look younger. You are giving it better instructions. And this is why dermatologists keep coming back to them. Not because retinoids are the newest thing, because they remain one of the most reliable things. But the final secret is this. The people who get the best results do not treat retinoids like a miracle product. They treat them like a long-term medical grade habit. They start low, they go slow, they moisturize, they protect from the sun. They do not quit at the first sign of mild dryness. They do not punish their skin with harsh routines. And they understand that real skin improvement is measured in months, not mornings. So here's the simplest way to think about it. If your skin is aging, do not only ask what it has lost, ask what signals it is missing. Collagen gives the skin structure, but retinoids help tell aging skin how to renew, how to smooth, how to regulate turnover, and how to support deeper repair over time. That is why the real anti-aging strategy is not just adding collagen. It is waking up the biology that helps maintain it. Start with a gentle retinol or retinal if you are new. Use a pea-sized amount at night 2 or 3 times per week. Moisturize generously. Protect your skin every morning with broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher. Give it time. And if you have sensitive skin, rosacea, eczema, severe irritation, or you want prescription Tretinoin, speak with a dermatologist so you can choose the safest approach. The goal is not younger-looking skin by damaging your barrier. The goal is healthier-looking skin because your cells are finally being guided in the right direction. So if you have been spending money on collagen but still seeing dullness, rough texture, fine lines, and uneven tone, this may be the missing piece. Not a quick fix, not a miracle, a signal, a slow, steady instruction to aging skin that says repair, renew, and strengthen. And when that signal is combined with sun protection, patience, and consistency, the skin can begin to look different, not overnight, but over time. And in skin aging, over time is where the real transformation happens. If you have tried Retinol, or Tretinoin before, share what happened. Did your skin improve, or did irritation make you stop? And if you are over 50, comment with your biggest skin concern right now. Wrinkles, sagging, dark spots, dryness, or texture. Like this video, subscribe for more science-backed health and aging guidance, and share it with someone who is spending money on collagen but still not getting the results they hoped for.